Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Irvin, with another anime first impression video. We're coming to the end of all the first impressions that I have from Crunchyroll, and this is one of the ones that I kind of skipped around, came back to it, and it's a weird one. It definitely is weird. It lives upon its name. The name of the anime is called The Human Crazy University, and I I liked the first episode, but not really sure if it's a thing for everyone. Now, before anything, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. Like I said, quite a bit of stuff has already aired in my channel when it comes to first impressions. I do have more reaction videos and just a few more first impression videos left here in Crunchyroll and on High Dive that I have to give my opinions to. But for the most part, I've done most of it. So this one only has one episode out, and time of recording is only subbed, and I believe it releases today, which is when well, the day that I'm releasing this video is when another episode will be out. So by the time you guys see this video, probably be two episodes. So you guys can check it out on Crunchyroll, and yeah, let's talk about the first episode. First half of the episode is essentially a prisoner or a jailer, an actual officer friending a inmate who's in death row, and we later find out that this inmate isn't there because he was abusive to his fiance, and then his fiance cheated on him, so he killed his fiance and the guy she was cheating with and burned the building down. So obviously he is seen as a threat and was put into death row. Now, Japan's death row is a little different, and they do explain it in the episode from the U.S. death row. One of the differences is that they're not really told when they're going to be killed, and secondly, they're not told or requested their last meal. The reason is because in Japan, when people give their request their last meal, they kind of freak out and they end up killing themselves inside their jail um, area. Or if they know that their day of death is coming, they take away their life as well through suicide before they're killed by a cop or anything like that. So, um, anyways, they become friends and they kind of interact with him, recommending him books to read. And the guy kind of is a completely different person from what he's described of his crimes. And um, eventually comes the day of his execution, and before this happens, he had told the officer at one point that he would really have wanted fish for his last meal. So, as a friend, the guy, the officer, provides that as his last meal, and the guy eats the fish and he enjoys it. Then comes the time of killing him. Now, Japan also has this setup where there's three buttons that three officers have to press, and only one of those buttons actually controls the execution floor mat where the guy falls and dies. And essentially, they do that because they want to take away the guilt of killing someone from these officers that are basically being made to kill someone. Um, comes time of execution, and he's killed. Second part of the episode is him waking up in a white room and this doctor explaining how he was an inmate and he died. And essentially, he explains that the method of hanging primarily is um, done for him to die when he falls, his neck cracks. He should have some type of an immediate death. If that doesn't happen, then secondly, the officers are obligated to hold on to the rope for about 30 minutes so that if he doesn't die from breaking his neck, the inmate dies from um, suffocating. So um, that is basically the method of that. And what ended up happening is that this guy ate fish while he was allergic to fish, and he went into shock right before he was hanged. So, because he was in shock, he was already technically dead, and suffocating didn't work, and his neck was strong enough to sustain the fall, so that when he was in his casket and getting ready to be sent off to, get burned or whatever, he gained consciousness because there's a small chance that you can recover from um, food or whatever allergies on your own, which he did. So he's explained that essentially he's a phenomena and he's been experimented quite a bit, and they want to continue experimenting on him, diseases and poisons, and to see what his body can sustain and why his body sustains all this stuff, why he's able to survive these things. In fact, to tell him all the things that you've gone through, there has only been a 0.2% chance of someone who's gone through all the stuff that he's gone through in surviving, and he has survived it. So it's an amazement, and they want to study him. So that, in a nutshell, is the first episode. Most of it is them educating us about the inmate system, about how they're executed, about death row, and then about all the diseases and stuff like that. It's a lot. It's very informative, and I like it because of it, because you learn things that are not so much similar to the U.S. But secondly, things like, like what they expect how people to die and how people can survive certain things and stuff like that. Oh, the other thing I didn't even mention was that he's also being put in trial because they don't know what to do with him. They executing him, so his punishment technically happened. But then there's people saying, well, he didn't die completely because obviously he's still alive. So no, he hasn't fulfilled his punishment. So people are saying, they're wondering what to do with him. So while this happens, he's basically going to be an experimented rabbit in a confined space. So oh well. 6.5, I think. Actually, I want to go down to a 6. Is I think what it deserves. It's good, not as entertaining as other stuff, and does not come out, um, above the rest. So probably will be one that people maybe will mention here and there, but not really talk about. So 6 out of 10 is what I give it. Go check it out. As of right now, only one episode, but probably by the time you're watching this, 2 episodes on Crunchyroll. So thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.